Fred, thanks for being with us. I mean, you yourself have some experience in what it is to split up a conglomerate, having done so over at Monsanto back in 2002. I want to get your thoughts on this news today, what it means for J&J, what it means for the broader healthcare sector, as we've seen more of these types of deals struck in the last couple of years as well.
Thank you. There's always a time for things to be put together, and there's a time for them to be disassembled. So in the case of Monsanto, we let the agricultural business go, and that finally got acquired by Bayer for $63 billion in 2018. So a lot of value can be unlocked by the splits at the right time. And in this case, I really have to give a lot of credit to Alex Gorsky, the CEO, and Joaquin Duato, the new CEO at J&J, who have really transformed J&J over the last 10 years. J&J was more of a device, consumer, and drug company about 10 years ago. It's now become a strong drug company and a device company. And consumer is still strong, but the drug can stand on its own feet along with the device company. And the consumer business should be let go, let free, set free to focus and to maximize on its own. And I think the consumer business will do very well on its own. For example, the growth corridor of vitamins, minerals, supplements has been maximized by Nestle beautifully. And this is a great opportunity for the consumer business at J&J to also do the same. So I think this is going to be value accretive in all directions.
I mean, to your point, Alex Gorsky was on our air earlier today, and he did say that this deal this news is coming from a position of strength for the company. We were having a conversation earlier on this show, though, about perhaps some surprise, at least on Wall Street, among the analysts that cover this name, given the fact that this is a company that is in the midst of a CEO transition as well.
Yeah, I think often this is a good time to make a transition like this, because it allows the new CEO to focus on what he is very good at, which is the drug and device business. And I think it's a perfect time to make the separation. And also it allows the new situation to evolve nicely so that a new board can be put together and the new CEO of the consumer business be properly announced. And I really think it's a transformational deal for a company that's more than 100 years old. And to make it happen like this shows a lot of courage by both these two people at the top.
So the flip side of this is that by having these two businesses together as long as they have been, you had the slower, steadier consumer business, but that would offset, and I realize that the drug and medical device business is higher margin, but also less predictable. So in some ways, they would smooth or balance each other out. When you take them apart, I realize it streamlines the operations, potentially spurs more innovation, but what are the risks associated with that as well?
Well, in the old days, the consumer business was a more steady business. The RX business might go up or down based on patent expiries. But nowadays, the portfolio managers of the different funds that own these stocks, and it's primarily institutionally owned, they are telling the drug companies, let us do our own portfolio management. You shouldn't do portfolio management. You should do maximization of the sector that you're in charge of. And I think it's a great idea. There was also some rationale in the past when it was primarily a small molecule business that for certain drugs like Tylenol or Claritin, in the case of Schering-Plough, my old company, to get extended by taking them to the consumers. Because if you've been prescribed by the doctors in the past, that gives the brand a huge advantage going out into the marketplace. And that's why Tylenol and Claritin are power brands, big brands. But that's changed quite a bit now. If you look at the present drug J&J, it's really a biotech powerhouse. And that really, again, goes to the credit of the management team there. And you can't do RX to OTC switches with biotechs. So the shape of the whole landscape has changed. But to me, the biggest opportunity is going to be the clarity and accountability of management and the ability to deploy capital so that you can maximize the value. And I really think the consumer business at $15 billion is underpowered for its own sector. It really has an opportunity to become very, very strong as an independent business.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we were talking about where some of those synergies have gone over the years, Fred. I wonder if you think we have topped out in healthcare companies splitting up, and if we have, do some of those consumer companies now start to aggregate within the consumer space?
That's a very good question, because consumer companies are now getting the incursion from food companies like Nestle. They're also being looked at by the tech companies in a big way, because tech is seeing this as a big opportunity for them to grow into this area, especially with the advance of artificial intelligence and online marketing. It's really a new landscape. So there's a huge opportunity to put companies together and to improve the linkage with consumers and to really reduce the nonsense of too much advertising on television, make it more targeted, and to make it a more personalized experience that consumers can have with the brands. It's really going to be a totally different picture 5 years out, 10 years out in that space. Just like the drug industry has changed dramatically to personalized medicine, we're going to see big consumer as well.
So given this conversation, Fred, are you surprised the stock's not moving higher on this news today?
It's a very large stock to begin with. So if you look at the actual dollar value, it's changed a lot. And there might have been some expectations. I do remember when we split the Monsanto out, people didn't see the value till they saw the value. And then it really became very big. And I think as people see the value here, as they see the consumer business start to come together separately, I think the value will be unlocked.
Fred, great to get your insights on a day like today. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be here.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.